beings in the world. Uganda celebrates this in our own way, but mainly what is looked at, it is the aspects that come up with the big numbers of people that grow timely. So that is what we are here to commemorate here in Uganda. Today's event is in Alebtong, and the chief guest is His Excellency the President, but he's going to be represented by the Vice President, Her Excellency Jessica Rose Epel Alupo, who is about to arrive here any minute, because the dignitaries to welcome her and receive her have already taken their positions to receive her. So any minute we shall have her. Now, World Population Day is commemorated annually every 11th of July to raise awareness and educate individuals about the challenges and consequences associated with global population growth. It serves as a reminder to continuously work towards addressing these issues and improve on the lives of everyone on the planet Earth. The observance of World Population Day aims to promote understanding and encourage collective efforts in tackling the impact of population growth. So as the populations grow, as the numbers of people on the planet Earth grow, it comes with challenges. So how do we need to get to know that itself. And that way we have to get to understand how to handle these challenges. What do the challenges include? The challenges include economic problems such as poverty, failure of economic growth in the different parts of the world. Do you see those in Uganda? You talk of diseases, food security, diseases such as HIV, malaria. We had COVID recently. Those diseases spread because of the number of people in an area in the world or in the different countries. Then there is poverty. I talked about that, the economic differences and disparities. There is also food security. As people grow, they must survive on food, and they must have nutritious food, food of value. Those are all things that have to be considered, aspects that come up with population. Education, social services, education. As the populations grow, they're that stage of human beings that have to go to school, receive education at the different levels, in different lines. All of these people need education. In some parts of the world, you know, this is a challenge, that there are limited kind of services like that. So whenever this kind of a day is commemorated, these are the issues that are looked at. There is a reflection on such issues to see how the world has managed to handle and what exactly has to be done to ensure that more action is taken, more ideas are brought on board to see that such problems, these aspects of population are handled and talked about. When you look at diseases, for example, Uganda is still grappling with big, high figures of the HIV and AIDS scourge, which are still torturing this beautiful country of ours. So how can we handle that? There are so many stakeholders that have come around to exhibit how they are contributing towards the fight against HIV in different ways. Reproductive health, how do we curb the unplanned growth of the population in the world? As Uganda, there are so many stakeholders that are here, as we shall show you as the day goes by. They are here to exhibit what they are doing in their works to see that they contribute towards curbing the problem of population growth, that unplanned population growth. As we speak at this moment, the guest of honor, that's Her Excellency, the Vice President, Jessica Rose Epel Alupo, has arrived, and anytime now we'll be going for the anthems, prayer, and the event will officially start. But like I said, there are so many stakeholders here in as far as population is concerned, handling the different aspects of population is concerned. I talked about economic resilience, economic stability, health, population growth, stability, and all that. So those are the discussions that will feature in the speeches that we're going to hear. Currently, government is running a program on the parish development model which targets fighting poverty. All that will be contained in the speeches that we're going to listen to here, and definitely it will have the day going that way. We thank you so much for watching. Gwatulaba ku UBC TV tuli wano mu Alebtong tukutusako omukolo gw'okukuza olunaku lw'obungi bw'abantu mu nsi yonna. Omukolo gukwatiddwa wano mu Alebtong era nga tuli ku kitebe kya district eno. Kale wetuli omugenyi omukulu ye mumyuka president wekitiibwa Jessica Rose Pale Alupo era nga amaze okutuuka. Obungi bw'abantu butunulira lwaki okuweebwa olunaku lulamba luno 11 Julayi buli mwaka. Obungi bw'abantu bujjirako ebisoomooza bingi eri ensi yonna n'ebitundu ebitonotono mu nsi nga amawanga nga Uganda. Ebyenfuna by'abantu abo, obungi bw'abantu obutali buteekereteekere, okubutegekera nakyo kikulu n'ebifaananako bwe bityo. Endwadde, ebintu ebifaanana bwe bityo. Kati obungi bw'abantu buweebwa olunaku lulamba okulaba ng'ensi etuula wansi okutunuulira ebintu ebyo byonna ngeri ki gye biteekeddwamu. Wano we tuli ku mukolo guno abantu baaze bangi, ebitongole bingi ebivunaanyizibwa ku nsonga ezo ez'enjawulo okulaba nga balaga nga boolesa bye bakola mu kuyambako ku mbeera eyo. So weebale nnyo okubeera ng'otugobe gwe mukolo kwe tuli era tutandise bwe tuti.
Yes, we continue to thank you so much for watching BBC TV. We are coming to you live from Aladong District at the official event for the commemoration of the World Population Day. Like I said at the beginning, the day focuses on video.
Wow, leo po matek emat alo president me Uganda we obabu chingwa po wono atek tu numere e ka to po yo Uganda Police Brass Band atek we da po ugi emat tia wot nenno jama meo o ko kerro igangucha ko ringwa mo kerra me lubu gina chela me kampuni o rio pinkacha mewe girunen jama me atikunasha dogo yonga eni tunu atiku kunasha edu biberi kaberumere eka luko ga chiego tebere tie domi tupuo imata tek karchilke de wele okena me otunu kanene opuo community me leptong dushu opuo schools ame otunu go kan karchilke de nyin ame tunukan ame tibinu kuero yuba meni na tinini yuba meni na tinini pire tek tutual yina chala tedero yini aye ningo keriko biye ningo yina chalo apur yini ko ningo yuba meni na tin karchel kre paten aswa ametie domi tupo tual government me Uganda me yi yuba ni timere kanene na tin uyero ko leptong pachu kanene i Uganda luru onyo district dushu ameti Uganda ameti mere pachu kan do wan miru puodo twal government take le babu chingwa kai mat otiego inspecting astol sameti kacha en biduogo na ka ber american loko ka chiego te waranyim me achiel amitia kwa won koma chiel mana duong look Danny Dickens medo yubere mibiro gammo imat vice president eka telobo karchel ke won koma beach me leptong onabudike odon ame atengi ni nang tia lo kimat kacha yonge manno obiro bedo karchel ke de cultural dance Yotcom smart wulite yubere mebino gami mat pashukan kunwe mi un performance di lekanene kadwe mat ya mobedo ikabedo mere do Yotcom smart man kampuna chela meti ya bia iwoti yubere medong bino ameyu wero kan yonge jonno ekadu bedo karchel kede local chairman, the chairperson, a National Population Council, a Madung professor, afraid Tebino, look, a Chekan, young man to be Chilkede, Ambassador Netherlands, Dr. Farin, Dang Tebino, me Lokara Chekan, Eka, a youth representative, man youth delegates, at young man Tebino, Eka Tebino Yutu. Members of Parliament, wa metiu binukan, melaukan, karchil kereme, kage magoguru lau kereme Uganda luru, ametinini, binubedo kanene, mano imat woman MP, Honorable Dokas Achin, me Leptong District, tebinu nyutu jomagi, yongeman teduongo, wonko memieka. Onyo dit allow mieka man planning in Uganda Dr. Fred Mugolbi tedang pinulo ka chiek eka teluongo government chief whip Dennis Amson Bua awabera me parliament me a jury constituency en pinulo eka yongemano otemi ya word ame guest of honor binumi yumano imat Jessica Alupu, Amweda Lubi, President, Mayor of Uganda. dang dong kaino mia word utedong tieko kede miyo message ere me agiki pini na tin ya lepton kan eka program te chuma chik niyo mano da wano kwa yoni ena do program chakere ni program peri in 2 or 3 hours nuo wano tiego yuwa mini na tinu ko eka welewa ameopino tedok Sean obidu puwa tek partners ameopino obidu puwa schools atek ameotunukan ametia leptong deki kamoro obidu nyut miyukare eka odo nyutu wu chiel la chiel barbidu puwa tek uluwak mea leptong dushu wekdo babchiwa wunu puwa wunu nina tini ni ambo bao yubu pira waljo mea leptong district poyo tutual poyo matek. We thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, DJ, you can give us some music there. Mr. DJ, please. That's the song.
China, edirirwa India, America, Indonesia, Pakistan, ne kuddako eryaffe abaddugavu Nigeria. Olwo wajja Brazil, Bangladesh, Russia, Mexico, Japan, eggwanga eryaffe eddala ery'abaddugavu eriri awo ye Ethiopia yange namba 12 erina abantu obukadde 124. So nga Nigeria erina obukadde bw'abantu 222. So abaddako bakubuliraana baffe bennyini Democratic Republic of Congo erina abantu obukadde 98 obujjudde. Obukadde 98 obujjudde nga be bantu abali mu DRC Congo ng'eggwanga. So like I was saying, the World Population Day focuses on bringing attention to critical issues concerning the global population growth, and it aims to raise awareness about various challenges such as
inequality in economic standards, economic crises such as
poverty, food security, security itself in terms of military security and things like that. A population can only grow when there is food, and food of value, not just food for its sake of food as food, but a population grows with good food, a population grows with education, a population grows with governance, a population grows
with environment. A number of things need serious attention, such as today the world is coming up with a number of measures to handle climate change issues that come up due to environmental mismanagement, which is a result of
unplanned population growth. The world is also struggling with challenges to do with malnutrition, health-related diseases that come up due to malnutrition, which is a result of food parts of the world. The world is struggling with problems to do with environmental, that one I mentioned, poverty. When there is poverty in countries, as long as the population is growing with a lot of poverty, then it affects the whole world because it crops crime, it staggers development, it affects the rest of the other aspects that come with population growth, and
that is a problem to the whole world. Then we come to war and instability. There are so many parts of the world that are
struggling with war and insecurity. Here in Africa, we can mention Sudan, Somalia, the Democratic Republic of Congo is not yet stable as we would wish as a continent. So many other countries. Ethiopia recently had the Tigris and other communities that were fighting. South Sudan is just settling. All that lead to an influx of refugees in different communities. Those cannot have any growth that is peaceful, but problematic kind of lives, and the world cannot settle. So a day like this was designed in order to see that such aspects are talked about to ensure stability, to drive everybody's attention in the whole world towards a change to the positive in that line of ensuring that there is positivity in the growth of the population in the whole world. Here in Alebtong, the population is over 200,000 people, but they survive on agriculture, of which my research shows it is on the subsistence level. Can that really uplift the standards of the people living here? How much does government have to do? What exactly is the role of the common man or woman and citizen or a resident in this district? That is the meaningful of the day. And if you realize this event is organized in the rural parts of the countryside to ensure that this message is driven to those concerned, different stakeholders in government, civil society, the citizens, leaders at the local grassroots, and everybody in the different areas. So that is the reason why it is arranged and organized in the rural areas of the countryside. Her Excellency the Vice President is touring the exhibition stalls of the different organizations and government agencies that are handling different aspects that come up with a big population growth. We thank you so much for watching.
Ka an,
Poverty is among those problems that we face. One of the aspects of population recognized by the whole world. We also have poverty in our country faced by the people that live in Uganda. That's why government has come up with a number of programs to try and curb the problem of poverty. Right from Emyoga, which was last year's theme, the Youth Livelihood Program, Bonaba Gagawale. Right now, government is running the parish development model to ensure that something is done to curb poverty. Food security. Uganda is not exceptional from the rest of the world. A lot is being done to ensure that we have enough food in Uganda for the children and adults in this beautiful country. Uganda's life expectancy is 64.38 years. The infant mortality rate is at 39.2, and the deaths under the age of 5 are 53.3%. Kampala is the most populated part of the country with 1,353,189 people. Gulu comes in number 2 with 146,858. Thank you so much for watching. UBC TV is bringing you live a coverage of the World Population Day of the year 2023 here. Being held officially here in Aleptong. Being given to you live from Aleptong. And I was still explaining the different aspects that come up with the population growth. As the population grows, it comes with different aspects. Yes, now concentrating on Uganda, with over 48 million people, definitely we have the same challenges as they are looked at on the international scene. I looked at poverty, like I was explaining, government is carrying on a number of programs to see that poverty is curbed. Education, lack of education and education of value. When you look at countries like China, they have a big population, but a population with quality, which contributes to the growth of the economy and the whole world through industrialization, manufacturing, agricultural, which is commercial at that level, and all that. Uganda herself is on the move to ensure that we have a population like that through educational programs, fight against poverty, and things like that. In fighting poverty, government is carrying on programs, like I told you, the PDM, Emyoga, and a number of them, which are being carried out to ensure that poverty is fought in Uganda. There are programs of industrialization. I passed through Lila. As a city, they have an industrial park to ensure that there are economic activities carried on there, which give employment opportunities to the young people in the area. Because again, Uganda is among those countries with the youngest population in the whole world, with people below 35 years of age being more than being the biggest percentage of the whole population. So Arua and other parts of Uganda have an industrial hub each to ensure availability of employment through attracting investors from near and far to come and invest in Uganda. Then we go to education. Government is carrying on different programs to ensure that every Ugandan can access quality education. Each one of us has heard about the UPE, that's the Universal Primary Education, for the children below secondary school. Then there is also the Universal Secondary Education, which goes for secondary education. There is the loan scheme for university and government sponsorships for those that perform better than others in different university, at different university levels, to ensure that these programs get to touch the gaps in education. They may have their own challenges, but the programs are there, and a lot is being done to ensure that they solve the problem that is targeted. Because all of those programs touch different aspects which ensure a change in the quality of the population that we have, to at least be like India, be like China, be like Japan, countries that have a population very big but contributing to their survival as a country and their better standards. Then there are so many programs that are touching agriculture as a sector. Agriculture as a sector is not only an employer but also a provider, the main provider of food in order to have food security in the country. So agriculture is being touched by government, the civil society, local governments, different stakeholders. It supports the economy and also ensures availability of food for food security. Food security in terms of quantity and quality of the food for the good of the children and the people of this country in general. Those are the aspects of population, and that's why the day was designated to ensure focus on such aspects in order for the world to have quality education, quality population, I beg your pardon. We thank you so much for watching. The Vice President is touring and inspecting an exhibition mounted by different stakeholder organizations and entities and agencies who handle the different aspects of the population that we have mentioned above. We thank you so much for watching, and we shall give you the whole event. This is just the start. On your screen there are youngsters here entertaining with bicycle tires in a new form of a dance. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor is inspecting stalls. After that, we will have prayers, and I wish to request Bishop Alfred Achur Okodi to be on standby to come and lead us in a word of prayer after the guest of honor completes inspecting the exhibition stalls. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to warmly welcome our viewers on UBC TV. A very warm welcome to the 2023 World Population Day commemorations here in Aleptong District at Aleptong Boma Grounds. Our guest of honor today is His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, who is represented by Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. we are commemorating this year's World Population Day under the theme, Prioritize Free Education, Prevent School Dropouts, and Improve Household Incomes. My name is Charles Musana. I'm the Director of Ceremonies for this event, and I wish to warmly welcome our TV viewers. Stay tuned on UBC TV. Thank you so much for joining us. As I said, after inspecting the stalls, we're going to have a prayer, and after the prayer, we will have welcome remarks by the area LC1 chairperson. I hope that Mr. Luke Dickens is ready to make his remarks. Thereafter, we will have remarks by the OC5 chairperson, Honorable D.K. Odong. And after that, we will have an entertainment interlude, and the entertainment is going to be performed by a group called Yotcom Smart from Abia sub-county here in Aleptong district. After the entertainment interlude, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a statement by the chairperson of National Population Council, and that is none other than Professor Fred Wabwire Mangeni. After the professor, we're going to have remarks by the Deputy Executive Director of Uganda Bureau of Statistics, Mr. Godfrey Nabongo. After Mr. Godfrey Nabongo, we're going to have a statement by the UNFPA country representative, and that is Dr. Mary Otieno. After Dr. Mary Otieno, we're going to have a statement by the ambassador of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Uganda, Dr. Karen Boven, and that statement is going to be delivered on her behalf by Ms. Judith Adokorach from the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Uganda. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a statement by representatives of the youth delegates, and these are two. We have Honorable Among Shakila, the Speaker of Lira City Council, and Mr. Ayang Ronnie Geoffrey, a male youth councillor at Aleptong District Council. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, we will have remarks by the District Woman Member of Parliament for Aleptong District, and that is Honorable Dorcas Achen. Ladies and gentlemen, after Honorable Dorcas Achen, we will have remarks by the Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development in charge of planning, Honorable Amos Lugorobi. After the remarks by Honorable Amos Lugorobi, we will have remarks by the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Hamson Dennis Obua. And after Honorable Obua, we will have our guest of honor, present awards and prizes, and thereafter she will address us. As the guest of honor of inspecting the exhibition stalls, I request Bishop Alfred Achur Okodi to kindly join us on the stage. Thank you.
Boy Matek, Ominda, Charles, ame wanatu tai look at the program meninatin. Anna meti ajol joatia nenua winyua UBC television ani one year left on kan yiwa yuma tek ni ujolo yuba ame kuera pininatin ya Leptong district I Uganda luru wanu julu karchel kripuyu atira unluak me Uganda kelwak meho arabiro tomi upiu kelo amabero garchela telo yupi dinatin kele Charles ya Leptong kan wanu tiu kuro kawelo aduo bino obilubero kele kare eka Bishop Alfred Achuru Kodi bidu telwa karchel kelego dangdo entia me otunu go kan eka yuba kende teme de woranyim but so far so good otunen no imat tia binu tie kudong nenu mere tungsia eka apot peno berping apa bishop bino lega check eka won komachiel Mr. Luke tebino telwa karchel ke loko ka chiu kan lok mejol yidake ka chiel onyorio barbitu po omitu po ritual. Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise up. Our guest of honor, we're now going to have a word of prayer led by Bishop Alfred Achur Okodi, a retired bishop from the Diocese of West Lango. You're most welcome, Bishop.
Thank you very much, MC. Let's bow down before the Lord and pray. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, the creator of this wonderful universe, we thank you for our beautiful country, Uganda. And we thank you specifically for this part of the world, a Leptong, which has been chosen for a national celebration this day. Shower your blessings upon His Excellency, the President of the Republic of this country, and his representative, the Vice President, who is right here now. Give to that particular office wisdom from above, that the communications of today and the thanksgiving we are giving you today and the reflections we are going to make this day will enable us to accomplish your purpose for your creation of humanity. We thank you, Heavenly Father, because from the very beginning you said the children of God whom you had made human beings should multiply and fill the earth. Lord, every soul that has been born has been carefully, wonderfully made by you for a specific purpose here on earth. But unfortunately, because of our failure in upbringing, nearly the majority of the children of God who have been born have never reached their potentials. Under the leadership of the President, with the representative who is here right now, and all the scholars and wonderful people you have chosen to provide leadership in this area, enable us in this meeting this day on behalf of this nation as we are gathered here to rethink through how the children which will be born in our country will be equipped with knowledge, wisdom, skills that will enable them to fully live and glorify your name here on earth. Guide wisdom to the government, to the churches and religious institutions to equip parents to provide effective and efficient parenthood, that every child which will be born will find a suitable environment to grow, a home of peace and stability. Thank you that we are here. Guide us this day. Guide our leader this day, that your own wishes and will for this nation will be actualized by the resolutions that will be made in this meeting. I pray, believing you'll guide us from the very beginning to the end of our stay together here, and the rest of the nation, not even gathered here, will benefit from what you are going to provide humanity this day. Through Jesus Christ our Lord we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. We can now take our seats. Our guest of honor, Your Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, who is here to represent His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. It's my singular honor, Your Excellency, to welcome you to this year's commemoration of World Population Day here in Aleptong District at Aleptong Boma Grounds. Your Excellency, my name is Charles Musana. I work with National Population Council as a Principal National Program Officer, and I'm delighted to serve as the Director of Ceremonies for this event. Your Excellency, I'm serving alongside my colleague from Aleptong District. I'll request him to introduce himself.
Thank you so much, my colleague, Your Excellency, Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. My name is Tommy Opio Okelo. I'm the District Councillor representing Angara Sub-County to this great council of Aleptong District. You're most welcome.
Your Excellency, we're here to commemorate World Population Day, and we are commemorating this year's World Population Day under the theme, prioritize free education, prevent school dropouts, and improve household incomes. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, education is very important if our country is to achieve the development goals that we aspire to achieve. And I want to thank Your Excellency for the contribution you made when you were the Minister for Education and Sports, and the contribution that you continue to make as the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency, this event is organized by National Population Council on behalf of government and UNFPA on behalf of the United Nations. And the event is organized in partnership with the host district. So we want to thank the leadership and people of Aleptong district for hosting us today as we commemorate World Population Day. Your Excellency, permit me to recognize the presence of Honorable Hamson Dennis Obua, the government chief whip and a son of the soil. You're most welcome, Honorable. I would also wish to recognize Honorable Amos Lugorobi, the Minister of State for Finance Planning and Economic Development in charge of planning. Your Excellency, permit me to recognize the presence of members of Parliament from Aleptong, but also the other members of Parliament from the different parts of this Uganda. Later on, we will give them time to introduce themselves, but I want to request those ones who have already arrived to stand up for recognition. You're most welcome, and I recognize the presence of Honorable Dorcas Achen, the woman member of Parliament for Aleptong district. Your Excellency, permit me to recognize the contribution that is made by the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands to the population program in Uganda, in particular, Her Excellency Dr. Karen Boven, who is represented here by Ms. Judith Adokorach from the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands. I would also wish to recognize the presence of Dr. Mary Otieno of UNFPA in Uganda. Permit me to also recognize the presence of Professor Wabwire Fred Mangeni, the chairperson of the Board of National Population Council. I also wish to recognize the presence of Dr. Jotham Musinguzi, the Director General of National Population Council. And Your Excellency, permit me to recognize Mr. Godfrey Nabongo, the Deputy Executive Director of Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Your Excellency, I will briefly go through the program for the day. We're going to have welcome remarks by the LC1 chairperson. Thereafter, we will have remarks by the LC5 chairperson, and then after that, we will have a short entertainment interlude, and that will be followed by a statement by the chairperson, National Population Council, which will be followed by a brief statement by the Deputy ED of UBOS, and then we'll have a statement by UNFPA and a statement by the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands, after which we'll have brief remarks by representatives of the youth, and then we'll have remarks by the district woman member of Parliament, remarks by the Minister of State for Finance Planning and Economic Development, remarks by the government chief whip, and thereafter we will have a handover of awards and prizes by you, Your Excellency, and after that we will have a speech when you address this gathering and the entire country at large. So at this moment, Your Excellency, permit me to invite Mr. Luke Dickens, the chairperson of this place where we are today, to come and welcome us to the area. You're most welcome, Mr. Luke Dickens. And in the interest of time, I will request that we maintain our remarks to a maximum of 5 minutes.
His Excellency, the President of Uganda, Gerald Kaguta Yoweri Museveni, being represented by the Vice President of Uganda, Honorable Ministers present, Honorable MPs at your various capacity present, all political leaders, civil servants, religious leaders, cultural leaders, and all protocols observed. You are welcome for this occasion at Alepton District. My name is Luke Henry Dickens, the chairperson LC1 of Alepton Headquarters Cell, which is in Alepton Town Council, where we are now. Your Excellency, I want to thank and appreciate you for allowing this national function of World Population Days to be conducted in Alepton, in this small cell of mine. Your Excellency, I wanted to appreciate you to be personally present in this occasion, in this small cell of mine. And I wanted to appreciate the government of Uganda because of the programs which are being put in Alepton and other parts of the Uganda. Programs like PDM, Imioga, WEB, and among others. Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for making peace in Uganda, especially in northern Uganda. Lastly, for time, Your Excellency, the guest of honor, I wanted you allow me, through the government chief whips, to hand over this open envelope of mine to your table. I say this for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Chairman Luke Dickens, for helping us save time. Your Excellency, permit me to recognize the presence of the RDC Alepton District, Ms. Julian Akulo. I would also wish to recognize the presence of the Chief Administrative Officer of Alepton District, Mr. Arinitwe Robert. Your Excellency, we're now going to have remarks by the OC5 chairperson of Alepton District, So permit me to welcome Honorable D.K. Odong to come and make his remarks. As Honorable D.K. Odong is walking to the podium, I want to once again welcome our viewers on UBC TV and the other media houses. We are commemorating World Population Day here in Aleptong District. You're most welcome, Honorable D.K. Odong, the OC5 Chairperson, Aleptong District.
Allow me to use this time to welcome everybody in Aleptong District. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Ministers present, Members of Parliament who are present, Heads of Diplomatic Mission, the Chairman Board of the National Population Council and his team, the district chairpersons who are present, resident district commissioners who are present, religious and cultural leaders, our gallant sons and daughters in uniform, fellow Ugandans, the press, fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Aleptong District for the commemoration of the World Population Day. As you know, like every year, we are celebrating this day since 1989, when the Governing Council of United Nations Development Program recommended to celebrate the World Population Day on the 11th of July with the objective to highlight importance and urgency to population-related issues. So this is being observed across the globe. By the grace of Almighty, we have been blessed with many resources on this planet. But do we actually able to retain and use them sustainably? Certainly no, and we cannot. So in order to have sustainable future, we need to focus on critical population-related issues, address them strategically. In lieu of the above, the theme for this year's celebration is very significant, timely, and the choice of Aleptong District, and also Lango sub-region in particular, as the host for this year's celebration, is extremely relevant to the theme, which is stating prioritizing free education, prevent school dropouts, and improve household income. Teenage or adolescent pregnancy is still a serious public health and social concern for Lango sub-region. And this region is grappling with the challenge of teenage pregnancy despite the effort by different state and non-state actors. To support that, in my communication, I have the statistics, which is showing teenage pregnancy in Lango sub-region. I will quickly go over it. For the last 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, and then the last few months from January to May, in Aleptong District alone, in 2020, we had 2,822 girl child that got pregnant. In 2021, we had 2,907. 2022, we had 2,504. And from January this year up to May, we have 1,663. This is an alarming number. When we go to Amolatar, the same trend. You go to Dokolo, the same trend. When you go to Kole, the same trend. And Kole, let me sample that one. In 2020, they had 4,007. 2021, 4,561. And then 2022, 4,010. And then in the last 5 months, it's 1,515. So this one shows the trend is alarming. In summary, I am saying that in the year 2020, the total number of teenage pregnancy recorded in the entire Lango sub-region was 31,192. In 2022, it was 33,263. In 2022, it was 30,278. And then in the last 5 months in this year, for Lango sub-region, is 14,358. So when you see this data here, it is alarming, and I want to thank the National Population Council for choosing Lango sub-region.
Your Excellency, education is very key in this context now. Education raises people's productivity and creativity, and also promotes entrepreneurship and technical advancement, technological advancement. In addition, education also plays a critical role in securing economic and social progress and improving economic distribution. In other words, education provides a foundation for development and is regarded as human capital. And relatedly, school dropout and teenage pregnancy are a direct route to unemployment, low income, missed opportunities, increase in poverty, and poor quality of life, among others. So today's World Population Day serves as a reminder to governments, organizations, and individuals to prioritize population-related issues and work towards creating sustainable future for all. There is an urgent need for cooperation, awareness, and innovative strategies to address the challenges and opportunities presented by the growing global population. The government of Uganda is on track by prioritizing and ensuring that secondary schools are established in all the sub-counties and town councils in Uganda to give opportunity for the rural children to access education. And on that note, we want to applaud the government that there is a rapid expansion and establishment of seed schools, and this is coming a long way to address the issue of education. However, in Aleptong district, we still have other few sub-counties without the secondary school. We have Aloy sub-county, we have Apala sub-county, and others, because those secondary schools that used to be there are now taken over by the town council. So we urge our members of parliament and Minister of Education to prioritize those areas through our leaders. The PDM and other government programs are strategically instituted to address the household income and elevate the poor to join the money economy, hence socioeconomic transformation and better life for all. Your Excellency, the parents and caregivers are the critical pillars in the fight against teenage pregnancy and school dropout. No amount of government effort can reduce the above without the concerted efforts of the parents, and therefore, positive parenting needs to be critically looked into by all the stakeholders. There is an urgent need for a policy on positive parenting for our country if we are to save the future of our young children and the youth of this country. I call upon members of parliament to look into this. As the leaders of local government in Lango, we have made a commitment to prioritize the fight against teenage pregnancy, school dropout, and to mobilize our community to embrace the fight against poverty through improving household income. We salute His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for taking a lead in the struggle to mobilize Ugandans to improve on their household income. On this note, through you, our chief guests, on behalf of the district leadership in Lango, we are requesting for a special meeting with His Excellency, the President of this country, to specifically discuss and address issues of poverty reduction and improvement of household in Lango sub-region. We really long to have that
so that we are able to pull our people out of poverty. And Your Excellency, we had a meeting of all the district chairpersons yesterday with the other technocrats in the district here, looking into the challenges of population. We came out clearly with the commitments, and in the file that I've submitted to you, the details are there. I have been advised not to go to the details, but in the interest of our team, we wanted to read it verbatim, but I am told after here you still have another engagement which you are going for. So I would kindly request my team that I've already submitted to the guest of honor all the commitments of all the district leadership who attended yesterday's meeting, and they have signed against the commitment. And those commitments were, in summary, they were trying to address the mobilization of families and communities and all other stakeholders to ensure that all our children stays in school and complete the cycle of education. Our commitment is also around strengthening the community structures, such as Child Protection Committee, to ensure that our children are safe, and in case of any issue, they are able to report to the authorities in time. We also talked about promoting family planning services and allocate resources to commodities such that we are able to regulate our population. Even we talked about enforcement of audience, strengthening the community reporting and referral pathways, especially for those young girls who are victims, scaling up peer education and outreach to school so that we use the champions to go and talk to our girls in secondary schools and others, empowering the young generation to make informed decisions. These are some of the issues that we have highlighted, and to strengthen that further, as the leaders of Lagos sub-region, we are going to call an urgent meeting in the month of August to come and discuss these population issues that has been raised in our theme, and then we come out with a local solution. And that one we are calling upon partners to come in our support, because when you check on that statistic, it's alarming. Your Excellency, furthermore, allow me to use this occasion to salute again His Excellency the President of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for his prompt action of stopping the Karamojong raid in the recent past. We are relatively peaceful as a Lagos sub-region. We want to commend our security team and the President for this. And allow me also to thank him when we raised the issue of the police vehicle for Aleptong. Within 3 days, he directed, and we already have a police van. I want to salute the President for the prompt action. I have been promised that another one is on the way. And on a similar note, we are also thanking you for coming personally to grace this occasion. Allow me to use this occasion as the local leaders. At times we get minimal time. Local government is a service delivery point, and it is very critical in delivering welfare and the implementation of policies from national level that addresses population-related issues such as social care, schools, housing, planning, and waste collection, among others. It is therefore critical that Parliament and government of Uganda must deliberately prioritize the funding of local in a bid to position them to address emerging population issues. For instance, most of the LC5 chairpersons are without sound vehicle, and this curtails their effort to accomplish their mandates. And this is a very urgent matter, dear Chief Guest. We are driving vehicle in DMC status, posing risk to our lives and due to circumstances beyond our control. Most chairpersons have taken over departmental vehicle because a chairman cannot be without a vehicle. So this is an urgent matter. As we commemorate these days, we need to have our district positioned to fight all these challenges. Your Excellency, in a special way, I want to salute the great team of the National Population Council for the job well done. Aleptong district shall keep you in their memory for eternity. Special regards to the team Aleptong for making this day colorful. Before I conclude, I have some few requests which I will announce it, but Honorable Government Chief Whip will then forward them later. One of which is that Aloy SS is one of the schools that their school tract was used by the army when they took over power in 1986. Up to date, attempts has been made, forwarded several times that they should be considered. And in this gathering here, I have Bishop Emeritus Alfred Achuru Kodi, who is a member of board of Aloy SS. They have channeled their request and forwarded that Aloy SS need to be considered so that they replace their track so that it improves on the welfare of the school. Another one is from Aleptong Border Border Association, another one from the Women Council of NRM of the district, and others. So the details will be availed for onward action. But before I conclude, allow me to introduce the district councillors of Aleptong. They played a great role. I can't leave the stage without introducing them. The district councillors of Aleptong, wherever you are, can you step forward? The district councillors of Aleptong, can you quickly step forward? Quickly step forward. Moving on is the district speaker of Aleptong, Kenneth Owa. Coming there is the vice chairperson. You can raise up your hand. Thank you so much. We have the district councillor marching. I have the secretary for education, Honorable Jamila Kasim, put up your hands. I have Flavia, put up your hands. Francis, put up your hands. Maurice, put up your hands. Bone Udule, put up your hands. A young Ronnie. And then Stella, Bena, Imat, put up your hand. Senior leader. And then finally, my councillor for Away Sub-County female, please, Teresa. And then I have Okello, councillor of Apala. And then I have Honorable Grace Satima Balo, the councillor representing PWD. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody, others at the other side, the other one councillor. All those are councillors for Adwir, female and male. And allow me in a special way to introduce our magistrate. His worship is seated there. Please, can you rise up? And also the resident state attorney, and my DPC of Aleptong, who was very critical, and it was the reason as to why we are having this celebration here. It was the only district that the National Council for Population team came and found the DPC present, and that one motivated them to choose this district. I want to salute him for that. In conclusion, Aleptong loves all of you, and keep Aleptong in your memory as you travel back safely. I say all this for God and my country. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable D.K. Odong, the LC5 chairperson for Aleptong district. Can we give him a big round of applause? Your Excellency, permit me to recognize the presence of members of board of National Population Council. I'm kindly requesting them to stand up for recognition, and they will be officially introduced by the chairperson of the board of National Population Council when he comes here to make his remarks. You're most welcome, the members of council. Your Excellency, at this moment, I wish to invite my co-director of ceremonies to introduce the entertainment group that is going to make a performance.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm going to do a simple task that to welcome and usher in Yotcom Smart Entertainment Group. Please, tiuke de shawani yoraber mewek obinumi unu mielwa onyo ginawano onyo tubormat nyimkan bonyuno.
And as the group is coming to perform, I wish to recognize the presence of the RDC of Otuk, Mr. Adiama Robert, who is previously the RDC of Aleptong District. You're most welcome, sir.
Iki kanena ticket group amount ya longoni Yotcom Smart Swag Beer Boys ticket where am yo make where World Population Day ya Leptong District 2023 our kitty
you wanna use me beer. You come up, me wanna ya beer. Wanna wear a quan mountain melon. You come up, me wanna ya beer. You don't want to be a can make or you can make out of a compare. Big where world population day. I left down this spring. Come in. You come up and wear when I quit him. I came here going it down over. You come back, you can make one of you. A piece of country. That one of you can make or you can make one of the you're sure to take one. Make the moon know what you can make or you can make one of the collection day. Yeah, let don't district cannon. Monoma Kerano. Where what population day? Yeah, left on district. Massa Manaber don't decay. Come here. Kau nama sial. Kau juga mana malah tong district. Ada dua dike. Macam macam ni jual macam ini kuano yor. Yang kuano beri nyiwa. Kau biar. Yang kuano je baru ya laptop. Kau biar. Kau nama sial walaupun ada dalam laptop district. Kau mau kau yang apa? Hoy na masyer war po uno termale dom district timo gini ngo yona mane wa ju go yu me ju go ju yo allo amenti ya laptop visual tini kwan joni munu mi visual uno tini kwan be wan jo laptop district bien kwan bere niwa waro ngeo kwan bere nyimelo wa amia tin kwan ko mena masyer me mi tin bere rie mi chembra matin mi wana polisi mana dingma biasa kerti wapaka bola kongkem melu ngel sisi ngameti ya bia ya punya yor bola pa kopi kong wakulei kedi kopi kong pur kanyange mi okejbe ya bia nero polisi mana dingma bia oi nama bia wala polisi mana biasa kerti ona bola kongkem amane wa tupo ime ngene esilo ameti ya biarkan pitongo kubir dokono pewe unikono pewe urata ni amake juro
direct the main point. Eno, uno poker kama ene me Uganda. Tetela yuwe kakota Museveni. Mekele watao lo yore bola pa. Inyo me Uganda. Koye. Uyomo. Yomi loro. Uyomo ila me Uganda. Before you teach you will get to you. I need you to kele watao lo tera mo lo me Uganda. Kelo dong lo yore bola pa. Kenani ilang kan kina President Museveni tiyo. Yung almela. Kubikere. Welcome. Agero chuka go ilang kan kun muti liara city. Yung kapatid lo bisa buat laberi ilang sa region. Memono kigen. Kamu paga mena me Uganda. Mendi wa chuka chel. Wis now. We kapatid lo bil meda mena ilang sa region aloro. Kubi. Namade wala poga mene men are ukele wadolo tera walo du me Uganda den wa kon piet bani ngabe boy namade wala poga mene men are ukube wa wal bande ke wa chuka go ina rasiti yoni muno yo go kwa yene yo kamalo ba mir ko gamene me enare tetela yuwe ka puta Museveni kobiye be monu ke keneno dong me punyere la Australia University la Australia University man gamene me yo kana kelwa university mau be la university yo tinu wa kya kwa nanti wa la be la sa region kobiye o gamene me enare
Thank you so much, Yotcom Smart Group, for entertaining us. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly give them a very big round of applause.
Our guest of honor, Your Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. Each year on July 11th, we commemorate World Population Day, and the reason we commemorate this day
is to raise awareness on population and development issues. The day was designated by the United Nations way back in 1987, and the reason they chose July 11th is because on this day, the population of the world is estimated to have reached the 5 billion mark in 1987. As the chairperson noted, here in Uganda, we've been commemorating World Population Day since 1989. And at this moment, our guest of honor, permit me to invite the chairperson of the Board of National Population Council to come and make his statement.
As I said at the beginning, Your Excellency, the preparations for the event are spearheaded by National Population Council on behalf of the government of the Republic of Uganda. And we work in partnership with our very good friends, UNFPA in Uganda, who represent the United Nations. And this time round, we had the opportunity to work with the people and the leadership of Aleptong district to organize these commemorations and other events and activities that have been implemented in this region in commemoration of World Population Day. Ladies and gentlemen, the chairperson, National Population Council, Professor Fred Wabwire Mangeni. You're most welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Jessica Alupo, representing His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Lieutenant General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Chief Government Whip, Honorable Hamson Dennis Oboa, the Honorable Minister of State for Planning in the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Honorable Members of Parliament here present, Your Excellencies the Ambassador of the Netherlands, represented by Ms. Judith Adokorach, members of the National Population Council Board, who I will introduce at the end of my speech, Dr. Jotham Singuzi, the Director General, and your staff from the National Population Council, Dr. Mary Othieno, the UNFPA country representative, religious and cultural leaders present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to welcome our guest of honor, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, and all other invited guests to this year's commemoration of the World Population Day here in Aleptong district. I wish to thank the leadership and people of Aleptong for hosting us. World Population Day, as you have heard, is an annual event observed on the 11th of July to raise awareness on population and development issues. This year, we gather here to commemorate the World Population Day under the theme, Prioritize Education, Prevent School Dropouts, and Improve Household Incomes. This theme is important because
A good education is essential for self-development and the development of societies. Education promotes equal opportunities by providing access to knowledge and life skills for all children, regardless of their socio-economic status. The theme also talks about preventing school dropouts. It is unfortunate that despite universal primary education and universal secondary education provided by the government of Uganda, many children do not go to school, and even for those that go, many drop out before completion. We need to interrogate the drivers behind this continued school dropout. Your Excellency, I will single out one of the drivers of school dropout, which is child marriage and teenage pregnancy. We all know that child marriage is a significant barrier to girls' education and has resulted in complications of morbidity and mortality, that is, death of young mothers. In addition, girls who are married as children are less empowered, have little decision-making power within their households and communities, and are less likely to participate fully in society. Child marriage also exposes young girls to HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. Your Excellency, education is one of the most powerful tools available to prevent and respond to child marriage. Girls who are in school are not only protected from child marriage, but also gain knowledge and productive skills. In commemoration of this year's World Population Day, the National Population Council will collaborate with the Ministry of Education and Sports, as well as the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, to undertake a one-year campaign against child marriage and teenage pregnancy in the Lango sub-district. Your Excellency, I would like to appreciate government for promoting appropriate skills development and innovation among young people. I would like to use this platform to encourage parents to prioritize vocational and technical education to provide both girls and boys with livelihood opportunities that will transform Uganda's youthful population into a competitive advantage for development. The National Population Council pledges to continue supporting government's development efforts, and we are confident that together we shall transform the quality of life and standard of living of all Ugandans. I wish to once again take this opportunity to appreciate our guest of honor, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, for gracing this occasion. I wish to also thank UNFPA and other development partners for supporting the National Population Program. Your contribution has made a great difference, and we appreciate it. Your Excellency, I wish to take this opportunity to announce that the next host district for the 2024 World Population Day national commemorations will be selected from the West Nile region. This gives an opportunity to all districts to profile their population and development concerns onto the development agenda. I would like to once again appreciate Alebtong District local government for hosting this important function. I wish the people of Uganda and the people of Alebtong District a happy and peaceful commemoration of the 2023 World Population Day here. Before I conclude, the Master or the Director of Ceremonies requested me to introduce the members of the National Population Board, National Population Council Board. Not all of them are here, but I'll mention their names anyway, and those who are here will stand up. I am the chairperson of the National Population Council Board. Professor Florence Mirembe is the vice chairperson. Dr. Abdu Busulwa is here present, a member. Mr. Fabian Byomuhangi is present, member. Mr. Joseph Enyimu is present, member. Dr. Joseph Okware, Ms. Jill Barunji, Mr. Bashir Lukungu, Brigadier Johnson Namanya, Dr. Jotham Musinguzi, Director General of the National Population Council. He manages the Secretariat of the Board. Ms. Helen Inviri, Dr. Rogers Mate, who represents the National Planning Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a very successful celebration of the 2023 World Population Day for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Professor Fred Wawire Mangeni, the chairperson of the National Population Council Board. Your Excellency, permit me to invite Mr. Godfrey Nabong, the Deputy Executive Director of Uganda Bureau of Statistics, to come and make his remarks, but also to update us on the expected census exercise that is supposed to provide very important if we are to effectively plan for the country. Mr. Godfrey Nabong, you're most welcome.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of Uganda, Honorable Jessica Alupo, the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Bua, our Minister of State for Finance, in charge of planning, Honorable Amos Ugolobi, the board of the National Population Council, the development partners here present, the leadership of Lango and Aleptong in particular, the persons who make the majority of Ugandans, that's the young people, all protocol observed, I salute you all. Your Excellency, allow me to speak to some very few statistics, then I make a quick update on the census. If you refer to our small booklet, information booklet on statistics, we report that as of now, the world population, the growth rate is under 1% per annum. We should have reported that in Uganda, we are above 3%. We also report that 80% of the population of Uganda comprises of young people. Those are aged 35 years and below. And indeed, when you see the population present here, the big population is below 35. It is a reflection of the population of Uganda. But it also means that as government, we need to understand this population, engage it, and plan for it. Because they are 80% of the population of Uganda. I also want to mention that our population, aged 65 years and above, 6 out of 10 are women. And indeed, it is in line with the life expectancy that for women, it is 64 years, men, it is 62 years. Meaning, we must plan for the women, especially as they live longer, and as men, as we plan to live shorter. Your Excellency, today's theme, prioritizing education, preventing school dropout. I'll speak to a few statistics again. Primary education, the percentage of the population aged 6 to 12 that never attended school, as of 2021, is 15%. Of those who should have been in school, 15% did not attend school. And the reasons that were picked then were that 55% were too young to go to school. Now, 6 to 12 years. As parents, we are saying, of those who didn't go to school within that age bracket, they were too young. But notably, 11% of those who didn't go to school said school was too expensive. Your Excellency, I thought we should be able to bring some of those issues to your attention and the attention of all leaders, that today there are children keeping out of school because school is too expensive. I don't know whether that is a contradiction with government policy where schools are available for all children to be in school. But that is what statistics say. Your Excellency, I also want to mention that for women aged between 15 and 19, who are actually still very young people, 25%, that is 1 out of every 4, had started childbearing. And this was attested to by the chairperson of Aleptong. 1 of every 4 children, girl child, started producing while they were still 15 to 19 years. The theme is, let's prioritize education, prevent school dropout. And indeed, it is a big issue. We are worried, as we do more studies, the trend may be more worrying. I therefore, based on this, when we produce these booklets with statistics, we request that when we give them out, analyze, understand the message by the statistics, and take action accordingly. Your Excellency, government declared that this year, 2023, will be conducting the census, population housing census, and particularly within the financial year 2023-2024. Allow me to report to you that we are on schedule. We are conducting the population housing census in this financial year 2023-2024. will be providing an update to Cabinet through our Minister on where we are and seek some guidance. The date that was given as August may possibly change, but we are still working hard towards August until other is advised by government. Your Excellency, we appreciate, and as you'll note from the speakers who have spoken before, and the theme, government is tasked to prioritize and to prioritize. But for us as UBOS, we shall say that we are glad that the census is one of the priorities among priorities, and we are glad we'll be undertaking it as scheduled in the financial 23-24. Allow me, therefore, call upon the people of Uganda to support the ongoing pre-census activities. This census will be digital in that we will be using tablets to collect data so that we minimize the time within which to give results of the census. But at the same time, we also want to make sure that everybody will have been counted. And therefore, what we are doing at the moment is to make sure that we pick geo-coordinates or reference points for every household, so that when we come to do the census, we don't leave anybody behind. It is quite an evolving exercise. We are doing it together with the different local governments.
To the stage, I wish to recognize the presence of the chairperson of NRM of Aleptong district. I would also want, he is there, I would also want to recognize the presence of all the other political parties that have joined us to commemorate this year's World Population Day. Dr. Mary Otieno, you're most welcome.
Of Uganda, Honorable Jessica Alupo, the Government Chief Whip, the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development in charge of planning, Honorable Amos Lugolobi, members of Parliament, the representative of the Ambassador of Netherlands, Ms. Judith, the Chairperson of the National Population Council, Dr. Fred Mageni, and members of the board, Director General, National Population Council, Dr. Jotham Musinguzi, district leaders of Aleptong District, religious leaders, cultural leaders, our young people here today, the media, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, on behalf of UNFPA, the United Nations Population Fund, I am honored to be part of this occasion to commemorate the World Population Day. Your Excellency, when we held the national celebrations in Kumi district last year, we were privileged to listen to a story from a young lady called Deborah Atai from Kalaki district. Becoming a mother in her teens, Deborah was forced to live with her partner, and one unintended pregnancy led to 2 more unplanned 4 pregnancies for this young teenage girl, who had now dropped out of school and was also unemployed. Her future seemed bleak to her, but with support from partners in sexual and reproductive health, Deborah was able to access correct information and services and made the decision to go back to school. Thanks to government strategies like the revised guidelines on the prevention and management of teenage pregnancies in school settings in Uganda, through the Ministry of Education, girls like Deborah are now able to have a second chance in pursuing their dreams. As we speak, Your Excellency, Deborah is now a youth counselor in her district and will be sitting her senior 4 final exams this year. She's inspiring different girls in her community and hopes to continue to pursue her goals of being a woman member of parliament. This is the dream we hold for every girl, everywhere, creating a world where every young girl can be able to realize their full potential and contribute to economic and social transformation. This year's global theme is Unleashing the Power of Gender Equality, uplifting the voices of women and girls to unlock our world's infinite possibilities. And indeed, the possibilities are infinite. And the national theme is Prioritize Education, Prevent School Dropouts, and Increase Household Incomes. Reflecting on the global and the national themes, education is seen as one of the ways of unlocking the opportunities for girls, especially when they choose to stay and complete education, delay the onset of childbirth, and acquire marketable skills that will enable them to get themselves and their families out of poverty. Your Excellency, 30 years ago, at the International Conference on Population and Development, the ICPD, 1994 in Cairo, we set out as member states to achieve a world in which people lived longer, healthier lives, and enjoyed more rights and choices than ever before. This vision has become a reality for many. In fact, the human population is at its highest number ever, thanks in large part to improvements in healthcare and increased longevity. Yes, as we celebrate the progress that has been made, we must also recognize that for millions, even billions of others, this promise remains out of reach. This World Population Day is a reminder that we can achieve the prosperous, peaceful, and sustainable future envisioned by the ICPD Plan of Action and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development if we harness the power of every human being on the planet. We can unlock the full potential of women and girls, encouraging and nurturing their desires for their lives, their families, and their careers. We galvanize, have the leadership, ideas, innovation, and creativity to better society. Your Excellency, in Uganda today, at lower primary level, gender parity has been achieved. However, dropout rates are recognized at upper primary and secondary level. Early school dropout in late primary and early secondary school years stand in the way of many girls to acquire marketable skills and career formation for turning the country's abundant human resource into human capital. This makes it more difficult for the country to improve the livelihoods and stay on course for harnessing the demographic dividend and subsequently attaining Uganda's Vision 2040. Allow me, Your Excellency, to reiterate the President's call for compulsory primary and secondary education as one way to stop high school dropout rates. Education opens opportunities for the individual girls, their families, and communities out of poverty, especially when girls acquire skills, have access to paid employment, and can earn, save, and invest in their future. When girls are able to access sexual reproductive health information at the appropriate age, stay in school for a minimum of 11 years, they are empowered to make decisions on when to marry, start childbirth, and to chart the path of their own life. This will therefore ensure that no one is left behind. 30 years ago, the world united behind a shared vision of the future, one that recognized the rights of women and girls as central to global development. The solution is clear, Your Excellency: accelerating the advancement of gender equality through access to sexual and reproductive health and rights, improved education, appropriate labor policies, and equitable norms in the workplace and home will result in healthier families, stronger economies, and resilient societies. That message of gender equality is as powerful today as it was then. Our resolve must be as well. Let us unite once more to imagine a world in which every one of us, boys, girls, men, and women, has the equal opportunity to thrive, and let us join forces to ensure a reality in which every nation's real wealth, no matter its size or stage of development, is its people, and that means all people, not half. As I conclude, Your Excellency, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the government of Uganda, under the leadership of the President and the National Population Council and the leadership of Alebtong District and the stakeholders for the preparations for this memorable event. UNFPA stands with all the 45.8 million people in Uganda so that they may claim their rights and make their own choices, because only that will lead to a future that will bring equality and prosperity to us all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly join me to appreciate Dr. Mary Otieno for her informative remarks. Let's give her a big hand. Our guest of honor, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, kindly permit me to invite Ms. Judith Adokorach to come and make a statement on behalf of Her Excellence, Dr. Karen Boven, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Uganda. And we want to thank the Embassy for supporting the population program in Uganda. Ms. Judith Adokorach, you have the floor. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, and guests of honor, honorable ministers and members of parliament, all government officials, the country representative of UNFPA, representatives from civil society organizations, religious leaders and cultural leaders, all young people present, and all protocol observed. Good afternoon to you all. I've already been introduced by the previous speakers, but allow me to do a second time. My name is Judith Adokorach, and I work at the Netherlands Embassy as the policy officer. I bring you all greetings from the Ambassador of the Netherlands to Uganda, Her Excellency Dr. Karen Boven, who could not be here in person due to other commitments. She has therefore delegated me, and I will deliver her written speech for this very important occasion. On behalf of the Netherlands, but also the other European Union member states, I congratulate Uganda with today's event. The World Population Day is a moment to reflect and re-strategize on the population challenges affecting a nation's socio-economic development. Uganda has this year focused the reflection on one of the challenges affecting education progress. The EU Population Day under the theme Prioritize Education, Prevent School Dropouts, and Improve Household Income. Your Excellency, made with advancing education rights for all. At the same time, we acknowledge that Uganda is still faced with major challenges in providing quality and accessible basic education to children and adolescents. While every child has a right to learn and access quality education to fulfill their potential, unfortunately, this right is not a lived reality for many children. Child marriage, teenage pregnancy, abuse at school, and financial challenges at household level are some of the driving factors for school dropouts. To effectively tackle these drivers, a multi-sector approach and, importantly, accountability is needed. Anchoring prevention and response to school dropout within the parish development model can be pivotal, as it will facilitate community-led actions. Change happens when communities take ownership and action in tackling social problems that hinder development process and progress. Dear guests, we all know that education enables gainful employment opportunities and empowers young people to participate in decision-making to build a better future for themselves and their communities. Therefore, let's consider today's theme as a reminder that school dropout threatens Uganda's opportunity to harvest an economic benefit from its young population. Let's all recommit to act in our various capacities as individuals and as institutions. Your Excellency, increasing Uganda's demographic dividend and social inclusion, reducing vulnerability and gender equality is a common priority of the EU member states. Team Europe plans to invest an approximate of 800 million euros over the period 2020 to 2025 across these 5 pillars: sexual and reproductive health and rights, sexual and gender-based violence, education, WASH, and social protection. Your Excellency, dear guests, in ending this speech, I confirm commitment of the EU member states towards supporting ending school dropout, but also more broadly building the young generation into capable citizens that can drive socio-economic transformation. It is important to invest in the social, economic, and political potentials of the young people and create an enabling environment within which they can utilize their knowledge and skills. These are all critical requirements for sustainable development. As the EU member states, we look forward to continued cooperation so every child has the opportunity to attain highest possible standard and level of education. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Ms. Judith Adokoraj, for ably representing the European Union at this event. Kindly convey our regards to Her Excellence, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Uganda. Your Excellency, on Saturday, 9th July of this year, young people from across Uganda converged here at Alebtong District Headquarters, and they had a dialogue. In this meeting, they discussed issues to do with improving the welfare of young people, but also ensuring that they are effectively prepared to be successful in future. And in this meeting, Your Excellency, the young people made commitments. So kindly permit me to invite Honorable Among Shakila, the Speaker for Leader City Council and a female youth councillor, and I'm inviting her together with Honorable Ayang Ronnie Geoffrey, a male youth councillor with Alebtong District Council. They are coming here to make a statement on behalf of the youth and the young Ugandans. This year's theme that talks about prioritizing free education and preventing school dropouts is basically focusing on young people. I'm therefore honored to welcome Honorable Among Shakila and Honorable Ayang Ronnie Geoffrey. You're most welcome.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of Uganda, the Government Chief Whip, all dignitaries present, all protocols observed, fellow youth and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Among Shakila Mwenyi. I am the Deputy Speaker of Lira City Council. I'm also the Female Youth Councillor, Lira City. Today, I am honored to represent the young people of not only northern Uganda, but also the entire country. Your Excellency, on the 9th July, over 120 youth leaders from all over 14 districts from the entire Lango sub-region, Acholi and West Nile, gathered for the World Population Day Youth Pre-Event Dialogue at Alebtong District Council Hall under the theme, The Role of Youth Leaders and Movement in Preventing Teenage Pregnancies, Child Marriage and School Dropouts for Improved Household Income. The dialogue offered an opportunity for youth leaders to discuss what we can jointly do to end child marriages and teenage pregnancies in our communities and districts. As youth leaders, we are grateful to Alebtong District for hosting us, the National Population Council, UNFPA, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Ministry of Health, Naguru Teenage Information and Health Center, who mobilized us and other partners who supported our meaningful participation. Your Excellency, we express our appreciation for the effort that the government of Uganda has put in place to strengthen youth coordination by creating platforms for us to meaningfully voice ourselves. However, as youth, we are deeply concerned about the rates of school dropouts, teenage pregnancies, and child marriage in our districts and the country at large. In Uganda, 1 in 4 girls is pregnant or has had their first child by age 19. In 2020, Lango alone registered 13,192 teenage pregnancies. As a result of this, young girls are being married off, and access to justice is not for the young people. The structure that are meant to protect us are failing us, despite the laws that are put in place. As youth, we strongly ask for improved implementation of laws and strict punishment of the offenders. When it comes to education, Your Excellency, and employment opportunities, the youth are still being left behind. According to the National Labor Force Survey of 2016 and 2017, about 41% of the youth in Uganda were not in employment, education, or training. 50.5% of these are females, while 29% are males. The same report done in 2021 notes that 49.3% of the youth in Lango sub-region were not in employment, education, or trainings. This calls for urgent intervention as a lack of communication and education employment opportunities is a risk factor towards rising rate of risky behaviors, some of which can lead to teenage pregnancies and child marriage. As youth leaders, we are tired of seeing our fellow youth dropping out of school due to teenage pregnancies, and most of them being forced into early marriages. The gains and investment in UPE and USE are being lost with teenage pregnancies. We cannot reach our full potential if we have babies looking after babies instead of being at school. We cannot, as youth, say we are moving forward in our region if our young sisters are being left out. As leaders, we note that each teenage pregnancy comes with a violation of the girl's right, and the fact that the society has failed them at some point in life, access to appropriate sexual and reproductive information and services is very important. Therefore, we call upon the government to increase investment in young people to ensure we are healthy, educated, skilled, empowered, and productive. We need girls and boys to stay longer in schools and support the transition to the secondary and tertiary education. Thank you.
Allow me to stand on the existing protocol. I am by the name Ayang Ronnie Geoffrey, Youth Councillor representing Aleptong District. When young people are supported, we meaningfully contribute to the national development agenda. We appreciate the government's effort so far with regards to skilling second chance education. In the spirit of leaving no one behind, we therefore ask the government to do more to include young people with disabilities with the correct sexual and reproductive health information and services. During the dialogue, as youth leaders, we committed to working with school structures, DEO's offices, and UNSA to fulfill these commitments, as well as sensitizing young people on teenage pregnancy and child marriages. Advocating for school re-entry for adolescent girls that drop out of school, working with the different stakeholders and parents. Working with role models and persons of influence within the communities to advocate for the girl and boy child. For example, utilizing the Miss Lango competition and a platform to promote positive and behavior among the young people in the region. I am so glad to introduce also the CEO of Miss Lango, which is currently going on, and she's also the former Miss Tourism Northern Uganda 2019. We are also working hard in promoting male engagement on issues of teenage pregnancies, child marriage, and education in order for men and boys to be champions of ending teenage pregnancy and child marriage. Utilizing data to inform our advocacy and awareness creation efforts, we will work with the district planners and community development officers to access accurate data about the young people-related issues. Promoting skilling and vocational education among the fellow young people by linking our peers to government opportunities and community projects. To realize our commitments as youth leaders, we ask for the support in not only building our capacities, but also providing the necessary resources, opportunities, and technical support to realize. To forefront, we therefore ask with a meaningfully engaged and trusted in changing the poor indicators in education and sexual reproductive health, invest in growth. Meaningfully partners with us, and together let us build Uganda. With this greatest pleasure and the deepest pride, I profoundly honored and exceedingly humble to request Your Excellency, the Deputy President or the Vice President of Uganda, you allow us to hand this work of the youth of Northern Uganda, representing the voice of the youth of Uganda, direct to your desk. I say all this for God and my country.
Thank you so much. Can we give them a big round of applause? Your Excellency, a number of activities have been organized in commemoration of this year's World Population Day. On 3rd of July, we presented an information paper in Cabinet, and last week, a paper on World Population Day was tabled in Parliament. Your Excellency, we have planted 5,000 tree seedlings here in Aleptong district, and we've conducted outreach services throughout Lango sub-region. And yesterday, we handed over scholastic materials to 4 schools in Aleptong district. We also organized competitions, and this morning we had a bicycle race. I'm happy that the riders are back and they seem to be in good health. Your Excellency, permit me at this moment to invite my co-MC to introduce the next group that is going to entertain us. I request that we do this in only 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Your Excellency, I only came to introduce a school of Lips Elementary School, which is found in Aloy in Aleptong district. They will perform a poem and, of course, a dance. Thank you. In 5 minutes. Please go on.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, on the stage is Hope Lives Elementary School, coming to present a poem by the title, School Dropout. Stay tuned.
We can't believe it. I can't receive it. To drop out of school, to make you look a fool? Oh no, you better fall like balloon, just to become a cocoon. Life out of school, to drink, smoke, fight? It's all that I hate. My life is all about the trust that I put on my creator. Oh yes, it's all about my creator. No qualification, zero education, my friends to move on and get better jobs, and I get down without getting fun. Oh no! Stay in school. Parents, teachers, stakeholders, and our government. Rise up and fight for our tomorrow. Remember, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change our country. Let's prioritize education. Long live our president. Long live Uganda. Thanks.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a traditional dance by the title Kwan Enamio Pasudan. It is education that helps us to develop our family. May God bless you. May God bless you. Thank you.
A big thank you to Hope Lives Elementary School. Thank you so much for the poem and that great dance. Let's give them a big hand clap. Your Excellency, it's now my singular honor and privilege to invite Honorable Amos Lugorobi, the Minister of State for Finance, Planning, and Economic Development, to come and make his remarks. Honorable Amos Lugorobi is the line minister for National Population Council. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly join me to welcome Honorable Amos Lugorobi.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Minister and Chief Whip, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, the Chairperson, National Population Council, the Director General, National Population Council, the UNFPA country representative, religious and cultural leaders present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to join the previous speakers in welcoming our guest of honor, Her Excellency, the Vice President, Mama Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, and all other invited guests to the national commemorations to mark World Population Day here in Aleptong district. We gather here today, as already mentioned, to commemorate World Population Day under a very important theme, prioritizing free education and preventing school dropouts and improve household incomes. This theme highlights one of the biggest development challenges that we experience today as a country. Each year, thousands of children leave school prematurely. The dropout rate in the country is at 42.8%, with more than half of the number of female pupils who join a primary not completing due to child marriages and teenage pregnancies. These children face an uncertain future. As we all know, education is the basic building block of society. It is the single best investment we can make to build a prosperous, healthy, and equitable society. In fact, Article 26 of the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has the right to education. And I would like to use this occasion to inform all Ugandans that education opens doors and expands opportunities, as already mentioned by previous speakers. To end child marriage and teenage pregnancy, we need to focus on mindset change and wealth creation, because poverty and traditional beliefs are the underlying causes of this problem. The extent to which our country reaps the benefits of the demographic dividend hinges on the investments we make in the young population. So at this high rate of child marriage and teenage pregnancy, where 1 in every 4 teenage girls is either pregnant or has a baby by the age of 19, we cannot achieve the Uganda we want. For a country to develop, we must keep our children in school until completion. Without skills, our youth face an uncertain future. We must therefore work to increase opportunities for young Ugandans by turning them into a dynamic, productive, and globally competitive workforce that is to serve our country for many years to come. And this is what we are planning for. Your Excellency, having highlighted the importance of education, I'm happy to note that we are making some good progress in the education sector. Uganda's literacy rate improved from 70.2% in 2012 to 79% in 2021. Education enrollment in public schools is now at 8.8 million children in primary school, 833,000 pupils in secondary school, and 174,000 students in tertiary institutions. This financial year, we plan to support the construction and equipping of 2 unit laboratories in 21 secondary schools. Government will also continue with the construction of 115 seed secondary schools in sub-counties without any. And after the ongoing audit of the government payroll, the ban on recruitment will be lifted to cover the staffing gaps in education. Your Excellency, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development is fully committed to government's overarching goal of achieving socio-economic transformation for the benefit of Ugandans. Our priority this year is to accelerate economic growth recovery. The ministry has come up with strategies to get households that are still engaged in subsistence production into the money economy. We are supporting the full implementation of the parish development model to accelerate the transition of the 39% of households still engaged in subsistence economy into the money economy. The parish development model is complemented by other government programs such as the Myoga Fund, the Microfinance Support Center, Center Credit to other circles, and village savings groups, the Small Business Recovery Fund, which we have in various banks, and other wealth creation initiatives. I want to thank you, Your Excellency, on behalf of the President, for having initiated the parish development model and call upon our stakeholders in government and the civil society to support the efforts to change the mindsets of our people to become development-oriented and to end negative traditional practices and beliefs. I encourage all leaders to promote the parish development model and encourage households to create wealth through the modernization of agriculture, adoption of small-scale irrigation, and the protection of the environment. Your Excellency, once again, I take this opportunity to appreciate you for coming to officiate at this important occasion. I wish to also thank our development partners for supporting government's development initiatives. Lastly, I would like to convey my appreciation to the National Population Council for the leadership on this event and the people of Aleptong for hosting us. I thank you for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Honorable Amos Lugorobi. I want to appreciate you for highlighting the priorities for harnessing Uganda's demographic dividend, but also highlighting some of the government programs that our people should take advantage of to improve their livelihoods. Your Excellency, it's now my privilege to invite Honorable Hamson Obua Dennis, the government chief whip and member of parliament for a jury constituency here in Aleptong district. Honorable, I kindly request that you help me introduce the members of parliament who are here today, and thereafter invite our guest of honor to give out awards, but also to address us. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Hamson Obua Dennis.
Luak mea leptong obaber. Kare dushu. Yeshu and yo. Hallelujah. Bapchi po yo ba pimon me kwa menomi politie kede. Our chief guest, retired Major Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, here representing His Excellency the President, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Honorable Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Honorable Amos Lugolobi, Honorable members of Parliament here present, our partners, more specifically UNFPA, the diplomat, more specifically the representative of the ambassador of the Netherlands, the board chair, board members, director general, and staff of the National Population Council, Aleptong District Local Government, under the leadership of Chairman LC5, the RDC, COW, all invited guests in your respective capacities, fellow Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, before I invite you, and before I address you in three respects, permit me to first and foremost invite in front all the honorable members of parliament who have made it from different parts of Uganda to come and celebrate with the people of Uganda and the people of Aleptong here at the Boma grounds for introduction. Honorable members, you may wish to step forward and I introduce you one by one. Your Excellency, in that team, we have the Honorable Milton Mouma, the Member of Parliament for Chigulu South in Iganga District, and the head of that delegation. That is a parliamentary forum. We have Honorable Sebigali Joel, MP Ntwetwe constituency in Chamkwanzi District. Most welcome, Honorable. We also have Honorable Peter Okeyo, MP Bukoli Islands in Namayingo District. We have Honorable Lokwang Phillips Elukor, MP Karenga in Karenga District. We have Honorable Adrico Giovanni, the Member of Parliament for Ayivu in Arua City. And last but not least, our very own, the Honorable Santa Alum Ogwang, the District Woman Representative of Yam District. She is also present with us. And we have Honorable Mbwa Tekamwa Mike, MP Ntebe Municipality. We want to thank you, honorable colleagues, for coming to Aleptong. May God bless you. Thank you. Your Excellency, let me start by thanking His Excellency the President for delegating you to come and represent him at Aleptong Bomber Grounds, where Uganda joins the rest of the world in celebrating the World Population Day. Your acceptance and coming is a great inspiration, a great motivation, a great incentive, a great stimulation, especially to the girl child and the girl children of Aleptong, Lango, and Uganda. Ulwang me Aleptong mom Lango koni gwoka daho dang maho. Bab Ching Wipo Vice President Amobedo Atin Anyaha Amechani dong Obedo Daho and Obedo Vice President me Uganda. Poyo. Your Excellency, I equally thank the National Population Council under the leadership of the Chair Board and the Director General under the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development for choosing Aleptong District to host this year's celebration. I want to, in a very special way, thank the people of Aleptong and the people of Uganda and beyond who have made it to Aleptong to celebrate this important day. In my humble opinion, the choice of Aleptong District is not only perfect, the choice of Aleptong District is timely. The choice of Aleptong District is a great recognition of the contribution that this part of the country made in the pre and during and the post-independence history of Uganda. Your Excellency and all our guests, for your information, Aleptong District, comprising of two constituencies of Ajuri and Moroto, where we are, is a district of record and a district of history. I say this because you cannot, as a historian, write the history of Uganda, especially the post-independence history of Uganda, and in that booklet, you leave out Aleptong District. I say this in three respects. The independence that we celebrate, the lowering down of the British Union Jack, and the lifting of the black, yellow, red was mooted here where we are. This is the area that elected Apollo Milton Obote in 1961 to the Legislative Council. Then a year later, he superintended over the independence of Uganda. So when you write the history of Uganda without putting Aleptong, we shall mark you wrong. That is respect number one. Respect number two, we all went through primary schools. And during our time, we were taught about the 1964 Zanzibar Revolution and the famous Field Marshal John Okello. Field Marshal John Okello hails from Aleptong. That is another respect. That makes this district a very historic district and a district of record. The other one, for those who love sports, the first Olympic gold medalist, the 1972 Munich, Germany Olympics, the late John Akibwa, is another son of Aleptong district. So I want to salute all Ugandans, within and without, that today we are celebrating this history, because the population of Uganda at the time of independence, we are told through history, was approximately 6 or 6.2 million people. But now we are celebrating a projected population of about 45 million Ugandans. That means that celebration of the population growth can't be celebrated without the contribution of a Leptong district. Ulwang ma Leptong yiupe yom kere district ubo. Bab kong ching we go e jirepo ba pikelowa this far. Your Excellency, those are three historical facts that we cannot run away from. There is a place where our elders tell us there is a hill which is just about 150 meters on my left-hand side. That is where Dr. Apollo Milton Obote launched the struggle for bringing independence to Uganda. So we are here celebrating the fruits of these three great men from Aleptong. Although Obote was from Apache, he opted to contest here. The reason why he came this side, I think we need to open that booklet another day, not today. But we have entered into the books of history. Your Excellency, the theme for today emphasizes prioritizing free education, emphasizes preventing school dropout, emphasizes improving household income. And in that spirit, I want to draw your attention that as the population grows, I wish to salute and pay tribute to the National Resistance Movement government under the leadership and stewardship of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the Fountain of Honor, and the National Chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, for coming up with wealth creation and development initiatives. And in the recent past, I wish to only quote three. One is the Paris Development Model, which is an initiative targeting all parishes in Uganda through the Paris Circle. In the case of Aleptong district, I wish to confirm to you that all the 69 parishes in the 69, all the 69 circles in the 69 parishes have all received resources from the NRM government to a tune of 6.9 billion Uganda shillings. The only challenge now that the beneficiaries have is access to the money. But the money for Aleptong district is already with the Paris Circle account with the Post Bank. For the entire Lango sub-region, Your Excellency, we have 617 parishes. Mathematically, that translates to 61.7 billion already in the accounts of the Paris circles all over Lango sub-region. Under Emyoga targeting skills, Aleptong district has 2 constituencies, implying 18 groups have all been supported in Najuri and 18 groups in Moroto. That translates to 1.12 billion shillings already injected under Emyoga. And the names of the beneficiary groups are there and they are known. For Lango sub-region, where there are 21 constituencies, that implies mathematically that the NRM government has injected a total of 11.7 billion shillings under Emyoga, because each constituency has 18 circles or groups. Your Excellency, I also wish to thank you because you were the second person who supported His Excellency the President. When His Excellency the President mooted the idea of supporting all districts, cities, and municipalities with 1 billion shillings, having got reports that the roads in districts, the roads in cities, the roads in municipalities were deteriorating. So that implies for Lango sub-region, with 9 districts, 1 city, and 1 municipality, in this financial year, there will be an additional 11 billion shillings to support districts, cities, and municipalities on the question of roads, Aleptong inclusive. We have equally, Your Excellency, learned from His Excellency the President on coffee growing. In Ajuri County, Aleptong District, we have introduced coffee growing with effect from this season. Over 50,000 coffee seedlings have been distributed to over 100 pioneer farmers. Personally, as area member of parliament, I am one of the pioneer farmers for coffee growing. I have 4 acres of coffee already planted. We would love, we would wish, and we are optimistic that Aleptong in the near future, if all these resources are put to good utilization, will join the other parts of the country in the money economy. This is only a brief example, leave alone other resources that we are injecting to all districts of Uganda. That said, ladies and gentlemen, I beg to end here by saying I have said all this for God and my country, and God bless you all. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the right moment for us to listen to the message of His Excellency the President that will be delivered by Your Excellency the Vice President is now. May I first of all request you to clap to welcome her before I invite her. May I hear that thunderous applause? Ejirame Aleptong kono tikwene untoro. Ejirame ariyo tikwene. Ejirame adek tikwene. Mono poro kwero ka atini cho. Nye kwero don dike, nye kwero Amson Obua, nye kwero okwiru dwe. Amidi de kwero natina nyaha mobedo Vice President. Ejirame angwen tikwene. Your Excellency, you are now invited. After delivering your address or before, you are requested to sign somewhere in memory of Dr. Jotham Musinguzi. Then later on, you will also hand over the prizes, I think, to the best riders in 2 categories of men and women. I beg to welcome you, and you are hereby invited. Thank you.
Thank you. Please take your seats. The Honorable Hamson Ubua, the Government Chief Whip, the Minister of State for Finance, in charge of planning, the Honorable Amos Lugolobi, colleagues, members of Parliament present, the RDC of Aleptong District, and all other RDCs and RCCs present, and all the security team, the LC5 chairman of Aleptong District and your council, and all other local leaders, including the LC1 chairman of this village, the representative of the youth delegates, the ambassador of the Netherlands, Your Excellency, and all other diplomats present, the representative of the UNFPA, all distinguished invited guests and participants, ladies and gentlemen. Kopango? Apoyo Bino? Apoyo Teach? I want to thank you for the warm welcome that you have accorded me from the time I arrived up to now, and thank all the leaders who have spoken, but also assure you that all the messages from the representative of the European Union, from the representative of the country director UNFPA, from the LC5 chairman and the LC1 chairman, and also the minister of the area will be presented to His Excellency the President for action. I will relay all these messages to him appropriately. But I would like to thank you for raising those concerns and challenges that affect the country in line with the population. I bring you warm greetings from His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. President Museveni omoto un duchu. The Honorable Obua is the one who started speaking the local language, and now the whole audience is interested in the local language. Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, First Lady, dang amomoto unduchu. I'm going to read the message of His Excellency the President right away, but let me thank you, the people of Lango, for supporting the NRM programs. I have been here many times, and I would like to recognize that it is one of the regions in the country which is so keen in the implementation of the NRM programs. Opoyo un chwako program a government me NRM duchu. I know there are some people who might not be understanding the other language, but they can understand this one. Since this is an opportunity to communicate to everybody, if I'm not pronouncing properly, I promise to go and refine myself. Next time when I come, I will be extremely fluent. Mede unu kede chwako program agamente menarem kede chwako President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni naka in 2026. But we shall come back and add more information on that one. So for now, let me read the message of His Excellency the President. Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate the World Population Day 2023. Amoto un jome alebton. Kede lango duchu aducha. Now for Muzei, that's not mine. I would like to thank the people of Alebton for hosting this year's World Population Day. I also want to thank you for turning up in big numbers and for your strong support towards the NRM government. Our celebration is prioritize free education, prevent school dropouts, and improve household incomes. This theme is in line with the priorities of the NRM government. To guarantee education for all children, good health for all people, and jobs and wealth for all the homesteads in Uganda. These are the conditions for achieving the goal of socio-economic transformation of society. The population must be educated and highly skilled, healthy, i.e., free of diseases, in order to increase their life expectancy and embrace the modernity of working for money in the 4 sectors of commercial, agriculture, industries, services, and ICT. Therefore, it is on the account of the NRM's early interventions to improve access to maternal health and immunizing the children against the killer diseases that Uganda's population has managed to grow from 14 million people in 1986 to 48 million people now. Life expectancy has also risen from 43 years in 1986 to 64 years now. The youth under the NRM are fully vaccinated. They are no longer dying of preventable diseases. In relation to education, we are now reaping dividends from the universal primary education and universal secondary education programs, which were introduced earlier. Uganda's adult literacy rate now stands at 75%, a rise from 43% in 1986. This is a phenomenal achievement. However, there is need to bridge the skills gap in our educational system, which is largely oriented towards white-collar jobs. Teachers, parents, and guardians should help the young people to select courses in the science fields, e.g., medicine, engineering, nursing, computer science, computing, and science teachers, etc. The mismatch between the education system and the job market in the private sector accounts for the high rates of unemployment among the young people. Therefore, there is need to align the university and tertiary courses with the requirements of the private sector. This is because the private sector is the biggest employer. Its capacity to create employment opportunities is vast and unlimited in a country like Uganda, which boasts of the right policies and infrastructure to guarantee profitability on investment for business enterprises in commercial agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. Public service jobs are very few and limited. The thinking that everyone must have a public service job is misplaced today. It was valid in the past when Uganda had only one university, Makerere University, with an enrollment of only 5,000 students. Since the NRM liberalized the educational sector, private entities, e.g., religious groups, individuals, etc., have helped to expand access to education at all levels. The large numbers of graduates from both the private and public universities can only be absorbed by the private sector. Therefore, once we solve the skills gap, the problem of youth unemployment will be greatly minimized. The phenomenon of school dropouts is preventable. It is caused by the extra fees that school authorities have illegally introduced in the UPE and USE programs. The NRM introduced these programs to help the poor families to educate their children. It is therefore unacceptable for school authorities to continue charging extra fees. This is keeping children out of school and jeopardizing their future. Uganda's peace dividends are evident. From border to border, in the form of rapid economic growth and development, i.e. the tarmac roads, electricity, schools, hospitals, etc. However, in order for development to be meaningful, it must be translated into jobs and wealth for the households. For instance, a good tarmac road becomes meaningful to a household if you use it to transport farm products, e.g. crops, milk, etc. to the market. The road is a public good. It belongs to everyone. However, the incomes generated from the sale of your farm produce belong to the individual or the family. Therefore, it is important for all households to join the wealth creation campaign in order to guarantee prosperity. The NRM government is mobilizing the remaining 39% of the Ugandan households that are still trapped in subsistence farming, i.e. working only for food, to join the money economy. Subsistence farming fosters poverty because besides food, there are other human needs that must be satisfied, such as shelter, medicine, clothes, education, transport, etc. This can only be obtained with money. The parish development model and the wealth funds aimed at increasing the number of wealth creators engaged in production in the four sectors of commercial, agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. Finally, I call upon all Ugandans to stay healthy, keep all the school-going age children in school, and embrace the government wealth creation programs to improve livelihoods. I thank you. That is a message of His Excellency the President, Apoyo Matek.
Check.
Your Excellency, we now invite you to sign a book by Population and Social Development Institute in honor of Dr. Jotham, the Netherlands Embassy, to join our guest of honor as she signs a book in honor of Dr. Jotham Musinguzi for recognizing his outstanding work and unwavering support for the advancement of population and sustainable development in and out of Uganda. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We now request that you hand over prizes to the winners of the bicycle race. But before that, we request to have a group photograph. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our guest of honor is now going to hand over prizes to the bicycle race winners. So I want to start by announcing the female winner of the bicycle race for the ladies, Miss Acheng Brenda. Kindly come forward and receive your prize.
Check, check. Look, hello. Rena, Tiagamo Pihi, Ame.
The key, Innocent, the key for the motorbike. The key is inside the motorbike. And then Otong Isaac, kindly move forward. Your Excellency, Mr. Otong Isaac is the winner for the male bicycle race. And then, Your Excellency, we had a football match competition between Alebtong District Local Government and National Population Council, and the match was won by Alebtong District Local Government. So I will request the team to move forward and receive the trophy from Her Excellency.
Okay, okay. Yeah, team Mea Leptong, Tido Agamo trophy gi, Amea Woro, Ginulo, Karachilke NPC, Omato Ario, Keynote, team NPC, Odok Chingi Nono, Dogindo, Winye Borawan Jo Mea Leptong, Endo, Gamu trophy, Wunde Baba Chingu, Kautia Gamu trophy.
Your Excellency, the football trophy for the male team goes to Alebtong District Local Government.
Yeah, Alebtong Tiamo Gamu trophy! Boy, you attack.
And the trophy for the ladies goes to the team from Moroto Sub-County.
Eka, midi lauke ne biluot bota, morto manupie mon, gino gamadang trophy okene. Yo potia makochal, atamane nuopir attack total. kaya mako chali kara chel kede alo president amenu chipika gido tia winya piny kucha pero balo. Yes, point 12. Enoke no tia miyo mon me morto enda tuka mo tropic no babu chingu. Wow, that is good.
DJ, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to have the anthems. We will start with the East African anthem and end with the Uganda anthem. I request that we rise up in honor of the anthems. The East African anthem. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for coming to preside over the commemorations for this year's World Population Day. I would also wish to appreciate the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Amson Obua Dennis.
President, after the end of the celebration of World Population Day, and as you can see, she is leaving the bomber grounds of Terego District Headquarters. Yes, like I said at the beginning, it was World Population Day celebrations where the focus is mainly on those challenges that come with the growth of population. The day focuses on reflection on those challenges. We have an official from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and is the Deputy ED. Yes, I have grabbed him, and at least to have a word in as far as the picture of population is in our dear country is concerned. Sir, just a reminder of your name with an apology.
I'm Godfrey Nabongo, the Deputy Executive Director, Uganda Bureau of Statistics.
What is the picture of population growth in our own way, our own country?
In Uganda, as you even observed on the ground today, the population is very young. We have a very young population where 80% are under the age of 35. Yes. And it means there is a lot that has to be done to prepare for this young population within a short time, because they have a lot that they need to do. And we are growing at a very fast rate in the world, where population growth is 3.2% as per the last census. And yet worldwide, internationally, it is 1% and 1%. So there's a lot of work to do, but it's a population that can be harnessed.
Okay.
Thank you.
As I allow you go, we have information that we have a population census looming. What is the fact in just a statement as we go?
Yeah, we are doing the census this financial year. We've had a few delays, and we are consulting with government. We are likely to give another time for the census. As of now, we're still targeting August, but there is a delay in securing the tablets that we are going to use. And as soon as we confirm, definitely we'll be having a time to be declared, but as of now, we are still looking at August as the date for the census.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes. He's the Deputy Executive Director of the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and that is the entity, the government agency that is in charge of monitoring our population, counting us, and monitoring and all that to do with the population. My name is Michael Jordan Lukuma. On behalf of the whole team, here on ground and back in Kampala, I thank you so much for having been with us from the time we opened up to the closure. Enjoy the next program. Bye-bye. Good afternoon, good evening. Have it all. Bye-bye. Okay.
After the founding ED, Professor Abdu Kasozi was replaced by Professor